Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Viv.
Good evening, 40. Good evening, Bronze.
It is Thursday, the 11th of December, 2025. Storm in a Teacup, episode 44.
Mm.
What a fours, 44.
Yeah.
It's apparently in numerology, it's the angel number.
Is it? I was wondering if it had any significance, if it had any sort of symbolic meaning, 44.
Don't know where it comes from, but as a young lady at my workplace has a 44 tattoo, and
right.
it's the number of it's the angel number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Well, it probably means something else in Kabbalah, which is all about numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, you can. I mean, yeah, I know. It seems that all of this sort of numerological significance has, you can attribute different meanings to different numbers, can't you? Or rather to the same numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. Yeah. So as we were just briefly chatting before we started recording, Christmas is it here or is it not? Do we feel Christmassy yet?
Not really.
Do either of you guys ever do you still get Christmassy then? I'm going to be the bar humbugger guy here, I think.
I do. There's usually some point just before Christmas, usually the week before Christmas, when all of a sudden I just kind of feel it. And it does kind of it does sort of diminish the older I get, but it still does kind of happen. All of a sudden it's like, it's Christmas, but it usually doesn't happen till pretty, a few days or a week before Christmas. But until then I do my best just to try and ignore it.
Yeah. I mean, it's become a such opportunity.
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah, I do feel Christmassy. I used to feel it deeply when I was a kid. Yeah, and
of course,
I always remember there was when we had snow over Christmas one year. I completely remember it. I can't be very old, Must have been 3 or 4. I remember looking out the door and it was snowing on Christmas Eve.
I don't ever remember snow at Christmas on Christmas Day. Never. Yeah. We've had snow before Christmas and snow after in January and February. That's quite common. But on Christmas Day, I just have no memory of ever being of ever snowing.
I think I have one memory. I think once I remember the family sort of saying, "Oh my God, it's snowing on Christmas Day. That's amazing." Or it might have been Christmas Eve, but either so, I'd still say that's kind of cool. But no, I think I have one memory. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? You got people in Scandinavia going, yeah. Yeah, what's the big deal?
That's right.
It snows every Christmas.
Same for me in Germany as well. Actually, the Falklands, Christmas is snowy, so is summer, so is midsummer, so is autumn, so is spring. But yeah.
Well, isn't that technically the summer in the Falklands because you're in the southern hemisphere?
It is, and actually, I don't know if it's a British Forces thing or if it's a Falklands thing, but they actually celebrate their Christmas in July. Is it June or it's June or July? I can't remember, and I think it's something to do with the fact that that's not when their Christmas is.
I used to have a kind of a weird sort of, not weird, but just this. When I was younger, I kind of thought, I'd love to spend Christmas Day on the beach in the southern hemisphere at the height of summer sometime. And I just thought that'd be a really cool thing to do. And just when was it? No, not too long ago, a few months ago, I was speaking to an Australian, and I kind of said that to them, and they said it's just not like Christmas. It wasn't Australian; it was an English person who lived in Australia, and they said it just doesn't feel like Christmas at all.
I lived in New Zealand for just over a year, and I got to have a Christmas in New Zealand, and it's true. And I felt I was quite special in the street because, again, coming from England, my Santa Claus, he's got big fur and he's got a big fur coat and everything's cold. And so I've got all my sort of decorations from England up in New Zealand, and out there Santa Claus is on a surfboard for a start. Yeah,
in a Hawaiian shirt.
yeah, genuinely in a kind of Hawaiian shirt kind of look. Yeah, but it's really weird. I wanted to have a roast because it's kind of my background, but you're sweating your testicles off. It's absolutely roasting. It's a really weird one having Christmas in Australia or New Zealand, that down there. Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, I've spent Christmas in Spain, and it's similar. Although it is cold, there's this myth about Spain that it's warm all the year round, and even the tourist board press push this idea. Certainly isn't. If you go up in the hills, it's proper cold, and they do get snow. You can see snow on the mountains.
Oh, they do, yeah. I think it was the last time I was in Spain. It was quite a few years back now, but it was down on the south coast. It was somewhere around, where was it now? It wasn't too far from is it Malaga? Yeah, Malaga. It was just up the coast. This really small little town, and they had a picture next to the bar at the end of the bar of the beach covered in snow.
Oh yeah.
And it was a rare occurrence. That's why they had the picture there. But it was like, look, it snowed. It snowed on the beach in Spain.
Oh, it snows every year in the mountains. They've got a ski resort.
Yeah.
You got a ski resort, and they boast that you can go skiing in the morning and you can go to the beach in the afternoon, which is possible, I suppose. There are fast roads now, but it's not that far. It's the highest mountain in Spain, I think, the Sierra Nevada.
Yeah. I mean, that stands to reason, doesn't it? Snowing in the mountains.
Yeah.
It's like waking up. I'll tell you another queer one. That's an old thing to say. Another strange one. Sorry. Yeah, I do still say that word, and I know a lot of people. I still say that for something that's strange. Anyway, yeah, waking up in the desert in Canada, where you wake up and it's frosty. And it's going to get really hot in the day, but you wake up and it's freezing cold in the desert, and there's this frost over. So it's not snow, but it kind of, it's frosty, and that's really weird.
I think that's quite common in deserts in general. It gets really cold at night. I think that is quite a usual thing,
I think it's got something to do with the fact that there's no buildings and stones and things to soak up the heat, and so once the sun goes, there's no radiation of the day's heat, sort of thing.
Yeah. So
back to Christmas. I know I don't get into the Christmas spirit. Just not as a woe is me, just to say I never had a good Christmas as a kid. I don't remember. It was always fights and dad beating us up or something crazy. So I never, and then I kind of buggered off to the army, and you don't really, other than food fights at dinner time, you don't really do much for Christmas. You're either doing a guard duty or some crap, it's not worth. So I've never really got into it, actually.
So 4D has established himself as the Scrooge of the group.
Genuinely, yeah, I think I am.
That kind of preempts a question I was going to ask, quite a frivolous question. Do any of us actually put up any kind of Christmas decorations or have a tree or anything like that? Obviously, 4D, I guess you don't. I think you kind of answered that.
Yeah, that's right. No, actually, my friend Sarah, and she's had a bit of a troubled background as well, and so she sometimes comes over during the Christmas period, but she manages sometimes to force me to put one ornament up, or I might. But on the whole, no.
Well done, Sarah. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, Sarah. You'll be listening to this, so I'm sure you'll persuade me again. Yeah.
Yeah. Keeping the spirit of Christmas alive.
Yeah. 4D. Sorry, Viv. Do you put anything up, or you just don't bother? I mean, we're all kind of old farts living on our own, so there's not much incentive. But
I don't really. I like candles. I usually in the last few years I've been going around to my mates, and they cook full Christmas dinner, and so that's kind of my Christmas, really. I don't know what's happening this year, but
that's quite cool. So you get someone cooking for you then?
Oh yeah, because I used to cook Christmas dinner every year, and it gets to be a chore, especially when kids moan about turkey, and you've just spent ages trying to get turkey, keeping it juicy, and they're going, "Oh, it's dry."
Yeah,
And, oh,
I was never that impressed with Christmas dinner myself as a kid.
mm.
Roast dinners. We used to have roast dinners every Sunday, and I kind of found them quite boring. And turkey was just another roast dinner.
That's heresy. Are you sure you're not French?
That's probably the most Christmassy. That's probably the most Christmassy thing about me is that I don't really like turkey, but I always have turkey just to get in the spirit. So I kind of always have turkey at Christmas.
Ooh, well, that's not so Scroogey after all, is it?
Yeah, so there is a bit of Christmas in me. Yeah,
you got to fend off the ghosts of Christmas, past, present, and future, haven't you? Somewhere or another.
You got to do that. But of course,
I'm quite a romantic. I do like to watch. I think I've mentioned it before. My favourite film of all time, anyway, is "It's a Wonderful Life," and I am a bit of a soppy romantic. I will get really teared up at the end, even though I've watched the film about 100 times. But I find that, like, that's to me a real Christmassy kind of man at the end of his tether, losing his reality, and the angel coming down and persuading him life was worth living. I find that a very nice, spirited film to watch for Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, that brings to mind the never settled question about Die Hard. Is it or is it not a Christmas movie?
Definitely is. Yeah,
it is. It is. I say yes, it is.
I say yes. I say yes.
We all agree.
It is.
We all agree. Yeah. So that's settled. There you go, world.
Take that, world.
Let's put that one to bed.
Well, I was going to say it's probably only true in America and England, but yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's what do you mean that it's a Christmas movie?
That it's a Christmas movie. Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is. So
it wasn't meant to be, of course, but it has become so.
Yeah, it's got enough Christmas stuff in it. It's got enough Christmas references in it, I think, to be a Christmas movie.
But there's Gremlins is Christmassy, yeah.
Yeah, Gremlins is another one, and it actually has a Christmas scene in it. A couple of Christmas scenes, but yeah, that's another unfortunate one that kind of always was played at Christmas.
I think I might have seen that once many years ago. I don't really remember it, and I probably
really. Oh, you surprised me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know of it, and I think I have watched it once, but it never really stuck with me.
Most Christmas movies are schmaltzy and a bit sickly, aren't they? Really.
Yeah, I heard somebody on the radio today who describes Home Alone as the best Christmas movie ever, and I can't agree with that. But
no. I mean, I do like Die Hard. I like It's a Wonderful Life, and I also like a sort of. It's not a horrible horror film, but it's called Krampus, which is the Austrian legend of that evil Santa type creature, horned devil-like creature. So Krampus, I enjoyed that one.
Well, Santa is said to be an incarnation of Saint Nick, isn't he?
Well, when we had at work, we had a Secret Santa, and I was writing. I'd write on the chat. So when we're having Secret Satan, sorry, Secret Santa. But
people get very uppity when you point out the whole similarities between Satanism and Christmas, and it is an unfortunate thing that again was possibly manufactured around our very eyes when they took some pagan beliefs and some other beliefs and mashed them all together.
I mean, there's pagan symbolism dominant in Christmas celebrations. The tree, that's got nothing to do with Christianity. The tree, what's that got to do with Christianity? But everybody, that's a staple of Christmas now, isn't it? A Christmas tree.
Not even something that's sort of a native to our, Christmas trees are not really a thing that British people would have. No, it's got nothing to do. Yeah.
No, I believe the Christmas tree came in with Prince Albert, Victoria's consort, Queen Victoria's consort in the 19th century.
Oh, really? Is that recent, is it?
It's that recent, although I have to say that Father Christmas used to be dressed in green. In Dickens,
He did, yes.
he's green. He's dressed
And
in green.
I suppose you
And it
both know why.
became red. It became dressed in red because of Coca-Cola, I believe.
Yeah,
That's
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Germany, Santa is still, or when I was in Germany, he was still red. Sorry, it's blue or green.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it was all to do with a campaign, advert campaign from Coca-Cola, and they that's when Santa Claus became red and white. Yeah.
They hijacked it. Yeah.
This is when people, when they talk about folklore and all that, you hear people saying that, Santa represents Nordic shaman who used to eat fly-agaric mushrooms, which are those red mushrooms with white dots, which are hallucinogenic. But they're not. They're kind of ignoring that the red and white Santa is quite new.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
very. Wasn't it the 1940s?
I think it was earlier than that. I think Coca-Cola just introduced. I do believe so. I mean, again, like a lot of things we talk about, I can't be 100% sure about this. I do know that the older Father Christmas wore green, and mistletoe is a wintry sign of vitality and growth.
Well, that's pagan as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stealing a kiss under the mistletoe, like you say, it's about vitality and that sort of stuff, and also the Yuletide log, which is not such a big feature of Christmas, especially as not as a tree, but again, that has pagan origins as well.
Yep. As does a lot of things, and I suppose, because we're in the darkest times of the year, you can see a lot of other religions, Diwali's around this time, the Festival of Lights. So people would always, they burn fires in the depths of winter just to, I suppose, cheer themselves up and also bring on the idea of the sun. So, yeah, I mean, I suppose there's not a great deal about Christmas that's particularly Christian, actually. I'm rather of the opinion that Christ was born at Easter and it was all swapped round.
Yeah, I doubt very much that he was born on the 25th of December. I doubt that one very much. It doesn't take away the kind of religious significance of the celebration, but I just think 25th of December is all wrong. That was actually that predates Christianity. 25th is a pagan festival.
It really does. It certainly does.
Christianity kind of just came along and plonked it there to try and assert itself at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tend to agree with you that Christ probably was born sometime around Easter,
because the symbolism of Christmas in the pagan world, and we have there's about 20 different gods, pagan gods, who were all hung in a tree. This refers to the sun, because the sun doesn't move around that period. It sits in the sky
3 days. Yeah, for 3 days.
3 days, and people think it's dead. The ancient peoples used to think it was dead, and this frightened them. And then they had gods like Attis, and lots of other gods were supposed to have been hung in a tree, and it kind of probably even goes back further than that, to really old times when people thought the god was dead. It wasn't moving, the sun god.
Well, that kind of does give credence to the celebration of the 25th, because that's the day when the sun starts rising. Like 21st of December is the winter solstice, where it reaches its lowest point, and then it stays there for 3 days, and then the 25th is when it starts rising in the sky again.
Yeah,
like a rebirth.
Right.
Which is very analogous to the story of the death and resurrection of Jesus as well.
That's right. So that's why I'm rather thinking that these have got all kind of mixed up, that the early Christians just lumped it in there in order to bring on some of the pagans on board with, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, there are, I believe, quite a lot of Christian churches in this country, especially, whose sites were original pagan sites, and they built when Christianity was establishing itself. They built churches on top of the original pagan religious sites to, like I said, once to try and assert itself. But the interesting thing is they reckon that there's a lot of the original whatever you like to call it, the remains of the pagan sites underneath the churches that are still intact, because paganism was still quite had quite a strong foothold when Christianity was growing, and so everyone was a little bit superstitious about destroying them. So they didn't want to destroy them. They said, "We'll just build on top of it."
Yeah, it's a bit like Weatherspoons opening pubs in churches.
Okay.
I don't know. There is a terrible thing, though. So many deserted churches, empty churches. I'm not surprised, of course. The decline of the Anglican religion, the Anglican branch of Christianity, is pretty sharp, really.
Well, it seems to worship mammon more than it does Christ these days. Commercialism. I actually had I had a kind of a bit of a pleasant surprise this week. I had to go out and buy a few presents for relatives, and which I hate doing at Christmas because it's always so mad, it's so busy, it's so crowded, and blah 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 blah. And I went down. There's this huge shopping centre down in Shepherd's Bush in West London, where I kind of sussed out I can get most of the stuff. And I prepared myself. I thought, okay, I steeled myself for it. And I went down there, and it really wasn't busy at all. It was really chilled out, and I was really surprised. And I kind of thought, is this normal? Is it a bit too early for the mad Christmas rush? Because I didn't think it would be. And then I kind of thought, is this maybe just people are just really not going for it this year because of how the financial situation in this country now, with the budget and this government, and everybody's like kind of a bit, I've got can't be just spending so much as I normally do. I don't know.
Very possible. We'll find out in the new year. We read something like, have a look at the grocer website or one of those. They'll give out the footfall.
They will probably try and suppress it. if sales are down this Christmas, they'll find some way to try and.
The grocer won't. It's pretty factual because it's a trade magazine, okay. So it's not read by the public really. But I used to read it as part of my job, so I think it's all right. I prefer trade magazines to the Mockingbird press, the captured press. So at least for the trade magazine, you've got a little bit of it's a bit more factual because it's based on trade, and you can't lie to the trade. They'll know. Yeah. They say, hey, whoa, hang on. Like Farmers Weekly is pretty good as well. There's lots of these trade magazines.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of information does tend to trickle into the mainstream press, about kind of, it's like, the Christmas period and the January sales and, spending's up and down. So there's usually the odd story about it.
Yeah, they do draw on the trade mates. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I think is very interesting at the moment. This weekend, Tommy Robinson has said he's going to do a carol service in London, and it's specifically bringing Christ back to Christmas, which, you can't have a bad word to say about that. That's a perfect sort of saying. And
yes, you can.
Well, that's it. Yeah, obviously
England have managed to do it.
Yeah, they don't like the idea of this. They're not supporting it.
I mean, it's quite amazing because there is a parallel here I see with this. Because, I mean, the Church of England came out and were just in uproar about it. No, you can't be doing this, can't be doing this. And it's like, Tommy Robinson is just done to the Church of England what Trump seems to be doing to the Democrats. He's making them support, Trump's making the Democrats support all of this illegal stuff. And now Tommy Robinson is coming out and making the Church of England being against a carol service and bringing Christ back into the life of people in the country.
It's going to be, see, that's why I'm interested in this one. It's going to be interesting because and I'm not slagging anyone off here in what I say, because I am a Tommy Robinson fan, so I wouldn't say this about myself. But the average Tommy Robinson fan isn't your average Christian, and by the same token, your average Christian isn't a Tommy Robinson fan. So I'm very interested in the dynamics of this weekend of who and if a lot of people are going to turn up, and what sort of person is going to turn up. I'm very, very interested, actually.
It'll probably be all the. I mean, there is a very large Christian presence at the Tommy Robinson events. There's loads of yes. Christian flags and this, that, and the other. So it'll probably be that faction. But like what you call the average Christian, I mean, the church in this country is completely captured now. It's part of the establishment. It's part of the globalist parasite organization. So it doesn't really represent true Christians or Christianity. And if that's what you mean, and it's your quote unquote average Christians who still are kind of locked into that and follow that,
maybe the Christians that have realized that are the ones that are already the sort of Tommy fans. I don't know, because you're right, actually, there's a very strong, every time I've been out there, there's quite a strong Christian feel to that. And all three of us would class ourselves as Christians, and we're kind of Tommy fans. So so we're all the average Tommy fan, I suppose.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I was just thinking about that last week. I mean, Viv, you've actually come out and said, yes, you're a Christian. I've not really kind of said anything with regards to that. And 4D, you've come out on the opposite side, said, no, I'm not a Christian.
That's
but
right.
I think we all are Christians to a certain extent.
Yes.
I think we are.
Well, it's the culture that's built the country. So in a sense, well, it has really, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's because we've grown up in a Christian country with Christian morals and based on Christian beliefs, and so that makes us to a greater or lesser extent Christians.
When is this
interesting? Sorry, go on.
Oh, I'm just saying, when is this carol service beginning?
Saturday, I believe.
It's coming.
Where? Do you know where?
Let's carry on talking, and I'll find out while in the next 5 minutes. I'll let you know. But yeah, I can't remember actually.
Because I have to point out as well, on Saturday the 13th, if it is the 13th, there is another digital ID protest, mass non-compliance.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they're meeting at Portland Place, which is the headquarters of the BBC.
Yeah, the satanic paedophile BBC.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Apparently, it can't be. But anyway, so yeah, that's another one. I don't think I'm going again.
Yeah, I'd like to. I really would like to, but I've got quite a busy day on Saturday. I've got things I need to do. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to go to all of them, but it's just not feasible, really.
Nah. Especially as I have to get the train down there as well.
Yeah, what with your senior citizens rail card?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yes, you get a good deal, mate. You got a lovely deal. A nice cup of tea.
Yeah,
lovely.
I can just imagine you now in the checkout at the supermarket talking to the cashier. Oh, a senior citizens rail card is so nice, so lovely.
You wait till you get one of them, son. God, you don't know you're alive.
Yeah, all the people in the queue behind you going, "Come on, Granddad."
Yeah, no, that's right. God, has he ever shut up?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
funny. I can't actually find where it might be. It might not be out yet, but I can't. Of the quickness of that, I can't see where it actually is being held. No.
Have you tried the Urban Scoop website? There might be some information about it there. Because I mean, he always has to liaise these things with the Met Police beforehand.
That's right. Yeah.
So and usually kind of announces it a while in advance. But that'll be interesting. It's going to be grief because there'll be counter protesters. The usual lot, all the satanics out there.
Sure. Oh dear.
Yeah.
I met a wonderful fella when I was wandering around on Friday at lunchtime buying stuff for the event which didn't happen. That's all right. I'm not sick of sausages yet, boys. So, but
Said the
but
actress to
yeah,
the bishop.
yeah, oi. And yeah, so I went to the best sausage place in town, which is a funny thing to say, but they do good sausages. Anyway, there's this young man, and he's flying the black flag of anarchy with the A in the circle. And I thought, oh, what's going on here? So I went up to talk to him, and he was there were two policemen in front of him. And I went up and I said, oh, hello, what's going on here? What's these leaflets? And the young man gave me a leaflet. And the cop, amusingly enough, said, he won't give us one. And I said, yeah, that's because you're the oppressor, mate. He sees you as the oppressor. And the would-be anarchist smiled. And then the cops wandered off. And I started talking to him. And immediately I said things like so you're an anarchist. Well, what about this? And I imagine you're not vaccinated, are you? You wouldn't fillet the state and swallow, surely. And he says, yeah, I'm fully vaccinated.
No.
Yeah. He said, we got to, check people. And I said, oh, and I thought, oh, this is going to be fun. It wasn't rude to him. So I said, oh, I see. So you pay your taxes, do you? And he said, well, yeah. So do you pay council tax? He said, yeah. And he said, oh, and I said, oh, I see. So, and what about the environment? Are you worried about climate change? He said, oh, yeah, it's terrible. And I'm thinking, well, hang on, who exactly are you?
Yeah, well, where's the anarchy? Where's the anarchy in any of that? What a joke.
So I kept on asking questions, and I'm thinking. So I said, "You're not an anarchist, are you? You're cosplaying. Why are you doing this?" I should have asked who's funding this, but he's a student, so they're funding themselves. It's a bit of a it's cosplay, really.
They don't have a clue, do they? Yeah.
No, I know. And behind
it's the edgy thing to do.
It's trendy. It's trendy and it's edgy, and it makes them feel like they mean something and they're doing something worthwhile.
How embarrassing! And I said, well, if you join Suffolk Anarchists and it's voluntary and we are individualists, I thought I'd wind him up. And he said, well, we're Suffolk Anarchists. And I said, splitters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sad actually to hear that.
I know.
Did you? I hope you planted some seeds in his tiny little shriveled up brain that maybe.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he's only a lad. Yeah, of course I did. I explained things. I said, you don't have to pay your council tax, and he said, and I said, well, it's a bit of hassle, but it's no trouble really. So think about that, and think about the con-trick that was played over COVID, and you're being jabbed by a multi-millionaire multinational pharmaceutical company which thrives on misery and seeks to create patients for life in order to have a steady income stream. But I went through a few COVID things. He wasn't really into it.
Of course not.
My arguments.
You completely broke his world. You shattered his world. I'm surprised smoke didn't start coming out of his ears with him trying to actually sort of rationalize everything you were saying.
He wasn't angry. He was very polite, which was good.
And of course, the problem with anarchy is anarchy groups never take off because as soon as they try to organise a meeting, no one wants to be forced to turn up to anything.
Well, this lot do. And I mean, I did say, you're collectivists. Anarchists are individualists. He said, oh, I could take issue with that. And I said, well,
Go on then.
I said, yeah, go on then. It's voluntary. You join a group. It's voluntary. Nobody coerces you. Nobody forces you to believe something. It's not like, your group, which are leftists, aren't they? We do tend towards communism. I said, well,
There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. Do you know about the horrors of communism? You know? Yeah, but the usual. I thought, please. I waited for it. He said, that hasn't been done properly yet.
Oh God, not that old line.
Yeah,
Oh
that
jeez.
old line. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh please. I mean, my faith in humanity has just dropped quite a few notches after hearing that story.
I know
What was
he's
your
got a
story?
reading group as well. They have a book reading, and I looked
What
at
did
the
they
book.
read? Noddy, Noddy
Um,
and Toy Town or something.
no, the latest book they're all discussing is the most woke book called something like Radical Intimacies, I think it's called, and it's all about being queer in an age of ultra capitalism. I talked about the depopulation agenda and how the NHS is topping people, and he wouldn't have any of that. He says that they want more people in order to exploit them. And I said, well, hang on. So where are the jobs? Manufacturing's down to 10%. The whole town's basically full of service industries. Businesses are going broke, left, right, and centre. What are you talking about? Mate?
Mm. He doesn't know. That's the whole point. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I think he's a student, you know.
He must be.
And
Yeah, he sounds like exactly like a student.
yeah. But basically, one of the young ones. What's that one called? Rick. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
man.
Urban Scoop has just got it down as Central London, 13th of December, Saturday the 13th of December. So I'm going to guess it's going to come out as and when.
Right. Well, they've only
Being
got a few
Thursday,
days.
they're keeping it quite close, but
Yeah.
Well, that's the same day as the ID thing, so that might be
Mm.
interesting.
maybe
see
that's
them
why
both.
it's been done.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe he's going to sort of try and draw on that crowd as well, perhaps. Yeah.
Well, maybe, but I believe that there's going to be different start points. I did read somewhere that there's going to be gospel choirs in Westminster on Westminster Green. So I don't know yet. Whereas the ID thing, anti-digital ID, is at the BBC headquarters, which is about a mile away. Don't know.
Well, I don't know if that gospel choir thing is that a state organised thing, because I'll probably be singing the call to prayer, I should imagine.
No.
Christian
It's
hymn.
going to be it's going to be West Indian gospel, one of those gospel black church Christian choirs.
Yeah, apparently he's got quite a lot of choirs and a lot of things turning up. I mean, it might be another one for the history books. It might be something big on Saturday, as in, well, it doesn't have to be big. It's the fact that Tommy Robinson is against the British church on bringing Christ back to Christmas. I think that is one for the history books.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just it's upside down world again, isn't it? He's exposing.
The head of the church has come out against it, and I find that so. Surely everyone must see the hypocrisy now.
Mm. Well, they're playing on the public image which they've pushed forever about Tommy Robinson, about he's just a thug and he's just using it as a vehicle to push his own agenda. We don't want him co-opting it, and ruining it. That's their whole narrative about it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want him dragging it down, through the mud. It's like, well, he's just, usual same old stuff.
Yeah.
But
I don't pay much attention to the church these days. There's a female Archbishop of Canterbury who's very woke.
They're all woke. They wouldn't be in that position these days if they weren't woke.
How some of them aren't.
Well, they don't get to be the head of the church if they are.
No. Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
But going back to the whole Christmas spirit stuff, I mean, I think I wanted to round off. I wanted to go back to the Coca-Cola very, very quickly, just to say that I personally think that's when Christmas has gone wrong, because it was like, it's almost like it was written this way, that a capitalist company like Coca-Cola turned Christmas into a capitalist, capitalist celebration, really, because it's about money, it's about presents, it's not really about anything godly or nice or good good natured. Really, it breaks families up. It causes arguments. It's kind of a, and I think it's ironical ironic that Coca-Cola did that. But I wanted to round it off and say, yeah, I don't really get involved in Christmas. I've got nothing to do with Christmas. I've never had anything to do with Christmas. But I've just kind of got back with my niece and nephew. And okay, they're not children anymore. They're 16 and 20, but I'll be going down, and I've had to buy, not had to, that's the wrong way to say it, but I've wanted to buy them presents. So it's the first time for like 30 odd years that I've bought anyone a present. I've kind of wanted to give family a present. So even me as the bar humbug, like family is to me, you know, this, I think that's why I don't like Christmas, is because I don't have any family, but because I've got a family to go to this year and I can buy them presents, and, you know, you can get them to open something and see joy in their eyes. I like that part of it. So yeah, even though I'm a bar humbug, bringing it right back, I am possibly going to enjoy it this year, actually going down to see them.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, that is the main part of it, the main thing. I mean, you know, you always hear these stories about Christmas being very stressful, families not getting on, this, that, and the other. But if you do have family and you do get on, it's the best part of Christmas, just spending time with each other.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, but I suppose the beauty of that kind of family is they don't need Christmas. The beauty of that is they're already a good, close family. And it's about, you know, I suppose that's it. It's we need to get rid of this red and white Santa Claus, possibly. We need to get rid of this wrapping paper and presents, and bring it back to a more, yeah, you know, like not coal and an apple and an orange, but something more relevant to some cohesion of Britishness, and not so much the capitalist of it.
I wonder if the Coca-Cola thing sort of originated, the Red Santa originated, I guess it did, probably in the early part of the 20th century, the 1900s, 1910, 1920, because it seems that's when there was a big shift which took place in terms of how the world was kind of attempted to be run. You know, I think that was when the bankers started sort of taking control, and what we call globalism now really started to take root. You know, we had the Federal Reserve was created, and this, that, and the other. So the whole kind of debt slavery system was implemented in and around that time. And I just wonder if that was kind of an offshoot of that. The whole Coca-Cola Red Santa thing was an aspect of that. Yeah,
but I don't think Coca-Cola actually invented the red and white Santa. He did exist.
No, genuinely, and I'm trying to look it up now. No, it was, so Santa Claus was blue and red right up until the time Coca-Cola launched the advert, and it is. I'm pretty sure in saying that it's true to say that he's only red because of the Coca-Cola ad. I'm trying to find, because I'm sure it's the 1930s or 40s that it happened.
Oh yeah. There was. It's definitely around that point. I mean, the big old fella with a white beard.
1931. Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
So 1931, Coca-Cola sort of released their and am I right in saying it was all to do with them being forced to take cocaine out of their product? And and I think it was that their big idea to get money back into their organization was to sponsor Christmas, and they sponsored Christmas, and he's been red and white ever since.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we talk about the deep state and that, I'd say that was a major operation to ruin Christ in Christmas. Yeah,
I mean, certainly brought in the idea of it's always been the exchange of presents as well, which is a kind of present giving is a very ancient thing, gift giving, reciprocal gift giving.
Because the story of Saint Nicholas that I'd heard in Germany was that Saint Nicholas was an old craftsman he would whittle sort of wooden toys for the local children, and that was and he became a saint because he would just make toys for the children
Well,
during winter.
Isn't Saint Nicholas another name for the devil though? Saint.
Well, that's it. That's where it gets. Yeah, you're right. I suppose, but I suppose if we try and go back to pre-Coca-Cola, I thought the original Saint Nicholas was given saintship just because he made toys for the local children.
Is that all it takes to become a saint?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Toys R Us then they would be the founder of Toys R Us would be a saint then.
Yeah, Hamley's, Mr. Hamley, whoever that might be.
Yeah, Saint Hamley.
Well, my Saint Eligius is the patron saint of craftsmen, and he's only a saint because, and I'm going to get corrected by someone if I get this wrong, but I think it was the French king that ordered him to make a throne of gold, and he made the king's throne, but instead of pocketing the shavings that he took from the gold, he made a second throne from the shavings. And so the king of France said, "You're such an amazing craftsman. Instead of making me one golden throne, you made me two. You're now a saint." So you can get saints for all sorts of crap.
so the king of France had the power to ordain sainthood upon people. I thought that was
no. He doesn't.
Yeah,
really.
wouldn't that be?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I know that Saint Eligius is my sort of patron saint of craftsmen, but I don't know if all saints are Christian or Catholic, or if some of them have been made up. I don't know.
No, well, they do have saints in older Muslim traditions as well. So, but which was stamped out with the rise of fundamentalism.
Oh, so it's not just specifically a Christian thing then?
No.
Oh,
but I'm looking at Saint Nicholas. He was 4th century Greek, so I'm not sure quite how he came to be associated with Christmas. He is the patron saint.
Did you say Crete? Sorry,
Greek. Yeah,
Greek. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah.
Early Christian.
Well,
actually, comes from when he's Greek in modern day in old Turkey during the Roman Empire, and he's also called the wonder workers, patron saint of sailors, merchants, archers, repentant thieves, children, brewers, pawnbrokers, toy makers, unmarried people, and students. Well, that's quite fair amount, isn't it? Yeah.
That makes me think. You say 4th century Greek. Am I correct in saying that the New Testament was originally written in Greek and it was written around the 4th century? Is that right? Well, the Gospels, I believe, were written sometime around then, weren't they?
Well, some Gospels were written. They began to be written whilst the followers of Christ were alive, but quite a while after. Apparently, he had a legendary habit of secret gift giving, which gave rise. Yeah, he gave rise to Saint Nick.
Secret gift giving. I know I won't say it.
No,
don't ruin it. He whittled tools for children, for God's sake.
Yeah.
That also does make me think that the whole Greek thing of good old Saint George again, being from the same part of the world, and you kind of wonder how did Saint Nicholas become Santa, or how did Saint George become the patron saint of England? Maybe the questions
I suppose these early people that were traveling around the world, they would have heard these stories, and some of them, would have taken off. If I imagine myself in fourth century traveling on a ship, I might have heard a story about Saint Nick and thought, "Oh, that's a cool story to take home with me." I don't know. That's kind of all it is.
I guess that was the social media of its day, wasn't it? Word tales by word of mouth, passing on stories.
Yeah, and ships were the kind of internet. Yeah. Going across the ocean. I mean, it would have been a mad time. Yeah.
So, we don't know about him, really. We don't know much about him, but he has, he has become the symbol of Christmas, hasn't he? There's plenty about him, but we don't really know much about him, to be honest.
So when you get into the Christmas spirit, what do you specifically think about? For instance, what does Christmas mean to? What does Christmas mean to you?
Well, unfortunately, overindulgence. I kind of get the feeling it's Christmas, so I don't have to worry about all the things that I normally worry about the rest of the year, in terms of eating, maybe. But it's just generally a nice kind of feeling, you know.
It's funny, isn't it? Even that is a deadly sin, you know, of greed. It's funny, isn't it? But I would say I look forward to the. I wouldn't have said overeating, but yeah, you're right. I look forward to the kind of overeating and picking at things and having things that you don't normally have, I suppose. There's kind of a richness to the food. I get dates. I have Turkish delight if I can afford it. But yeah, I suppose it is true. But it's another realization. It's very satanistic greed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, when I go out and maybe I'll go like food shopping maybe the week before Christmas, I'll end up probably buying a lot more stuff that I wouldn't normally get. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'll have a bit of that. It's Christmas, you know. Oh yeah, I'll have something. I might even buy myself a bottle of Baileys or something, you know, just you know, something nice to drink.
I often get a bottle of
which
Baileys.
I never do.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and even kind of see, you know, but when I have to go out and buy presents for the relatives, quite because I don't really, I'm not a shopper. I don't like shopping. So and at Christmas I'm kind of forced to do it, which is you know why I don't really enjoy it. But when I do go out, I'll get myself, you know, motivated to go out and do it. Quite often I'm out about and I'm buying stuff and I'll see something, I think, ooh, and I might buy something for myself as well. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of that, you know, and I don't see. I mean, I don't. My family are not really like super close. We keep in touch. We don't have any issues with each other. We get on all fine. But Christmas is the only time we ever really get together. And so that's kind of quite a nice thing, you know. It's where because during the year we always talk about, oh, we should get together, should go out for a meal, and it never, you know, rarely happens. But at Christmas, everyone knows this is when we get together, and there's no getting out of it. Not that anyone wants to, but it's just a nice thing. You know?
I'm reading saying that. I'm just quickly reading that that Saint Nicholas is Sinterklaas. And it's a Dutch thing, and it was taken to America by Dutch immigrants. So, yeah. And also the winter, it's a gloomy time. People cheered themselves up, didn't they, by feasting and, you know. So you can understand that, really. What do I do at Christmas? Well, it used to be Christmas with the kids. So we'd cook meals, we'd have presents, they'd get very excited, watch Christmas films.
But what does it mean to you now?
It means something that we should think about all year, which is peace and goodwill to people. You know, because it's a bit like New Year. Happy New Year, mate. You know, Christmas, peace and goodwill. But that doesn't carry on, does it? It ends in a fight outside the pub or something like that. You know, so.
It's all right. I mean, it is. We try and be just sort of generally just a bit nicer to everyone than you normally would. But of course, not everyone. A growing amount of people now don't celebrate Christmas in this country, so it kind of makes it a bit harder. I mean, everyone used to say Merry Christmas all the time. Strangers, you come up to Christmas, yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas. Nowadays, nobody says it because people are not sure if you celebrate Christmas now. You know.
And this will go back to that cohesion thing. We're all split up now, and it was much nicer when people used to just smile at you and say Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah,
felt better.
But Muslim saints, it's mainly in the Sufi branch of Islam, which has been persecuted actually. So that's not mainstream. That's not mainstream, but I do understand. I mean, I do see Muslims buying Christmas stuff. They do get into it. I mean, I worked with someone who was Some of them, yeah.
Some do.
Some of them. Yeah. I worked with someone who's Muslim, and his wife he'd say, oh, she's Christmas mad, she is. And so they'd celebrate Christmas and with all the trimmings and the decorations and all that. But yeah, I suppose a lot of the hardcore ones don't.
Yeah, the growing number of hardcore ones. But so no pigs in blankets for them then on Christmas Day.
No, I don't
know what they're missing. Sausages and bacon. I mean, really, where can you go wrong with that?
Well, you can't, can you? Really?
Yeah. Anyway,
what about? I was going to ask you to. I'd seen some flashes about changing the subject, going off of Christmas. Sorry, and changing it completely now. Heathrow Airport. What was going on at Heathrow Airport with the 20 people that were pepper sprayed or whatever was going on?
Yeah,
I don't know. It was apparently
a robbery. I think it was a robbery, an attempted robbery. And they had to shut down the airport for most of the day, I think. And there was a group. It's probably apparently there were people who knew each other. I don't know. And one group pepper sprayed another group, and yeah, I think it was just like
nothing organised and to worry about, sort of
I
thing.
don't think so. No, it wasn't. Yeah. I don't think it was quote unquote terrorist related, as they say.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so, good.
Yeah,
so I've seen some flashes of that up, and I didn't really hear anything about it.
Yeah, no, I think they arrested one person on the scene, and there was a few others and they were chasing him down. I think they made a couple of other arrests subsequently, but I don't know. Do we believe anything that they tell us these days? Who knows? But I don't think yeah, I think it was an isolated incident.
Yeah.
But you see see also there's lots of stories coming out about a new serious flu epidemic, a tidal wave of people with flu are overwhelming the NHS now, and in Spain apparently medical centres have now started getting people to wear face coverings again.
But I thought a couple of years ago there was no flu. How has it come back again? I mean, again, people, does anyone believe this bullshit anymore?
Nah, I mean, at least they're not branding it as something else. They're actually saying it's a flu. So it's like something that happens every year. Some years are worse than others. So, okay, it's just a bad year of flu. That's all it is,
Just a bad cold, people. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're using it, of course. Oh, we should, NHS spokesperson. Well, I urge everyone to get the flu vaccine. And of course, it's not a vaccine because it doesn't bloody cure it.
No.
I wish I'd stop calling it
with flu.
It does, yeah, I know. It does.
How stupid do you have to be? Like,
well, it injects you with last season's flu. Right. And this is the reason people are catching it this year is because it's a new strain, like it is every single year. That's why they can't eradicate it, because it mutates and it changes every year. It's something different every year. So every time you get a flu jab for flu season, you're getting jabbed for the last season. You're not getting jabbed for the flu that's coming around. It's,
of course not. Yeah, because
it's ridiculous.
Because if they could do that, then there wouldn't be they would have cured the common cold.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's a coronavirus. It's a coronavirus, just like COVID, whatever that was also a coronavirus. There is no cure. They cannot, there is no vaccine.
Yeah. No.
They can't call it a vaccine.
Yeah. But they are building out. It's really big, isn't it? Now they're pushing this, and partly it's the NHS bosses really rent seeking. They just want more money. And there's never enough money. Never, ever is, never, ever will be.
That's not the answer, though, is it? The NHS has to be really, really fundamentally reorganized. It has to be stripped down and built. And, it's just so bloated and wasteful. And it's just ridiculous. Throwing more and more money at it is never going to solve it.
No, never, ever.
Just remember, there's always as many homeless before a flu as there are after the flu. And if anyone was going to die of the flu, it would be the homeless. But they don't. They die of hypothermia. They die of things that you would expect them to die of on the streets. They don't die of colds and flus. So the idea that in your nice warm home you need to be vaccinated because you're going to die is to me complete pie in the sky stuff.
A lot of the people as well are immunocompromised. They're elderly. They have various other conditions. So yes, this thing, whatever it is, will compromise their immune system. It will go to their chest. If they took vitamin D, this may help. May just help. Just an idea.
Oh, they can't do that, Viv. They can't do that because then Big Pharma wouldn't be making any money and people would be healthy. And,
well, they do prescribe vitamin D on the NHS, but it's such low strength that it doesn't really work. You got to take pretty large amounts of it. I mean, I take 10,000 IU's a day of vitamin D and K. I think that's about right. Some people say, some people in the health food shop the other week, Grape Tree, I think it's called. She's saying, "Oh, you're taking far too much." Well, yes, it can affect you if you take that much, but it seems to be about right. I haven't had a cold for years, or the flu, or anything like that.
Yeah,
the Grape Tree is one of my favourite places to shop down here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a chain store. It might be worth looking into see who actually owns it.
If it's a chain. I know.
Don't ruin everything for me, Bronze.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Right. I mean, I sort of like it a bit better than Holland. I don't like Holland and Barrett, but at least Grape Tree sells things like Celtic sea salt. It sells good bags of nuts and grains and all that stuff.
Yeah, I get all my dried fruits and grains.
Holland and Barrett. Holland and Barrett sell some useful stuff.
Yeah,
they do.
A lot of the
vitamins.
Huh?
They're so expensive in Holland and Barrett. You can get the same in Grape Tree or somewhere else for like half the price.
You can, and Holland and Barrett are the vitamins are filled with bulking agents and nasty things. They're not. The dosage is low when you actually look at the amount of the active ingredient, whatever it may be.
Well, I used to get my vitamin C from them, and you're right. There is a lot of bulking agent in it, but almost all of them contain some kind of artificial sweetener like sorbitol or aspartame. Which is I've kind of steered clear of all of that crap for years, and I look at every bottle and they've all got it in it, and it's like
they have, yeah, that's right. If, here's a quick commercial, and I'm not being paid for this. For British supplements, they sell pure products. They're not bulked. The vitamin C is made from cherries. It's not made from chemical. The chemicals. Although, of course, they still contain ascorbic acid, which is essentially vitamin C, but it's sourced from dried acerola cherries. The advert's over now, but
do remember to send 4D and myself our share of the check when it arrives.
Yeah, of course I will. Yes. Oh yes. Don't worry about that.
So yeah.
So that's the thing, and they will probably bring in masks because masks are an ancient sign of compliance, very old. They used to put women with bridal scolds in them. It's a very old sign of compliance, and authoritarians love all that stuff. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I believe I heard a soundbite from the Führer Starmer saying that there are no plans to do that. Yeah,
that means
that'll probably change. That'll probably change.
Well, when he says that means that they will do it.
Yeah, but you know what? I think there's going to be so many people this time. If they try and do it, people are just going to be like, nah. Most people. I reckon there's going to be a lot of non-compliance if they try and push that one again.
Yeah.
They certainly won't be able to put us under a lockdown of the same nature as they did before.
Some people like that. Some people love lockdown.
Yeah, of course they did, but not the same people. But they will probably try and lock us down in another guise, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess they're trying to do it already, really.
Yeah.
Trying to make everyone so poor and dependent on benefits that it kind of will amount to the same thing.
Well, Christmas is a kind of lockdown when you think about it.
Yeah, but that's self-imposed, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
not government mandated, is it?
No, of course.
You must stay at home at Christmas. You must spend it with your family.
Hello.
Mind you, that wouldn't be too bad. There was a time when people didn't go to work in a shop on a Christmas day, and now it seems the shops are open every day because we have people that don't celebrate Christmas and this, that, and the other. But I'm all for it going back to where no one freaking works for 3 or 4 days. I don't know, you know.
Well, no, I'm happy for Sunday. Sunday to be no shops.
Sundays, like when I was a kid, Sundays was absolutely dead. Okay. As a kid, and I used to find them really boring because none of the shops were open. There was no one around out in the streets. Everyone was at home doing Sunday stuff with the family, having Sunday lunch, mowing the lawn, washing the car, doing whatever people did. And you'd actually, if you did actually go out driving on a Sunday, the roads were clear. It was incredible. But now Sunday is one of the busiest days of the week because everyone goes out shopping. It's crazy Sunday now. It's just as busy as any other day. It's insane. Yeah. It'd be really nice to have a bit of that back, you know, just a really a real day of rest, you know, a real peaceful day where everybody just, you know, stops doing the usual stuff for one day of the week.
Get off the wheel for a day, yeah.
And also, it's a kind of short-termism. Like you'd have to plan. You'd have to think, oh, well, the shops aren't open tomorrow, so we better go do shopping on Saturday. And a lot of shops wouldn't be open on Monday as well. Fishmongers wouldn't. Still.
Yeah, you'd have half-day closing on Wednesday for a lot of shops. They'd only open till 1 in the afternoon, and then they'd be closed for the rest of the day.
Can you imagine the panic buying of loo rolls if they said that shops were closed on Sunday?
God, yeah.
I mean, we used to have, when I was a kid, our family did 2 shops in the week. We did a Tuesday shop and a Friday shop, and it was the same. It never deviated. That was the food shopping for the week. It was always the same, Tuesday and Friday, and everything was planned out. Okay, we need this for until the next shop, and that's where it was. Now you can just pop out any time of the. Well, I mean, you got supermarkets open till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night now, every day of the week. Pretty much every day of the week.
Yeah.
So you don't do the big shops anymore. Well, I don't anyway.
Well, I try not to.
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't think you can do a big shop as a single person anyway. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I do big shops. Because if I'm batch cooking, then of course I'm cooking for about like maybe 5 or 6 days. So yeah, of course I would do that. Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah,
I do the bulk. I do all my week's shopping on a Saturday, but I get other things during the week, I suppose.
I try and avoid the busy times. I try, if I need to go shopping, it's like, right, when's the time when it's going to be least busy?
For me, it's 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning in Aldi. Saturday morning, there's no one up on a Saturday morning, and I like getting there first thing.
Does it open that early? Do they open that early?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
so you're a morning person. You're a morning person, so that's kind of that fits for you.
Yes.
I cannot imagine going supermarket shopping at 8:30 in the morning.
No.
I suppose that's why I love it, because no one else wants to do it, and it's always quite empty. I kind of know the shoppers now. There's so few of us that go in my local Aldi that I kind of know who's going to be in there on a Saturday morning.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I'm getting quite hot. I've stupidly put the heating on. Hang on. I better turn it off.
You sure you can afford it, Viv?
No. Yeah, that's a good one. You know why I can afford it, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes, that's what I said.
Yes.
I see in Austria, there's a story about in Austria, they're apparently passing a law to ban wearing of headscarves for girls under the age of 14, which I think is
Very good.
which is a sound move.
Very good. Yeah, yeah.
I'm quite surprised that they're going to do that, but I think it's good. Sorry,
Yes,
I just thought
I agree. Actually,
throw that one in there.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it is essentially a symbol of sexualization. That's why I think the girls even under the age of 16 or even 18 shouldn't have to wear them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that it symbolises too many things for me. But yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, and it's also about this very weak men who can't keep it in their trousers. They have to be protected from Eve.
Well, this is it. This is exactly what I mean. It's like they're forced to wear them because it's it's all about sexual urges in men, isn't it? So it's sexualizing women by forcing them to have to wear it. And if you make young girls wear it, you're sexualizing them. It's a sign of sexualization.
Yeah, you can argue that. Yeah, for sure. Mm.
I just think how backwards it is to not be able to. I remember being so uncontrollable with boobs, and I think it was when I was 15, 16. But I kind of grew out of it by the time I was 21. Like, you know what I mean? I just find it abhorrent that people can't grow up and not walk past a scantily dressed woman. I mean, I get excited in my head. I think, oh, look at that. Which man doesn't? It's a ridiculous concept to think that we don't think that. But we don't act on it, for God's sake, because we grew up.
Yeah. But I'm still sorry. I'm still trying to get past this mental image I have of you being uncontrollable with boobs. I'm still trying to I'm wondering what that might look like. What? I imagine you trying to juggle some boobs and you keep dropping them or something like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't drop them. I wouldn't drop them.
A while ago, in Christian Europe, young girls before they were married had long flowing hair. When they got married, they put their hair under cover, under hoods, wimples, etc., or braided it. So that's kind of the opposite of what we've got here, really.
Well, that's sort of sound. Yeah. I mean, it does seem like there's similarities, but we've kind of moved past that, haven't we?
But it's a symbol of marriage, really. It's a symbol of the,
unavailability.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where the ring comes in. It you had to have a visual aid so that you didn't chat the wrong person up. And again, I think it's not. It doesn't have to be persecution or a ring of oh my God, he owns me. It's more it's just a happy way of showing the world I'm taken. I don't think
it's like a sign of a covenant, isn't it?
Yeah. I've signed into a covenant with someone, and I'm with that someone. Yeah,
but it's not seen that way now, is it? Of course, it's oppression.
What a wedding ring? A wedding ring?
Oh yeah, all that. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a sign of oppression, but it's certainly a sign of materialism. Once again,
No,
well,
it's a sign of dedication.
It's got to be a nice, flashy, expensive ring, doesn't it? You can't just have some crappy old little ring on your finger now.
I'm talking about the feminists and wokes consider it. It's a sign of ownership of a man of a woman by a man, and it's patriarch.
What about men? Yeah, but men wear wedding rings as well. Not all men.
Yeah,
but
they do.
Men
but
do.
that doesn't count. And who said woke is supposed to make sense?
All right.
But I had no, and I still would have no issue with a woman saying I own him. If I was to remarry, and trust me, that's not going to happen. Third time is not going to come for me. But if I was to, I have no issue with with someone saying, "Oh yeah, see that guy over there? I own him." I don't feel that as an oppressive put down. Again, in the relationship of two people coming together, I find that yeah, she owns me. I gave my life to her. Again, maybe I'm old fashioned, and maybe that's why the women weren't into that and weren't into marriage. But I think that's what it's about: giving yourself.
If it's a good relationship and you have a good understanding with each other, that's fine, because that's kind of insecurity if you start feeling that way about, oh, she said she owns me. What does that mean? Oh God, But if you understand each other and you have a good, strong, solid relationship, then there's no problem with that, is there?
Yeah, well, it's the choice of words, because in a way, you are sort of owned by your other person, but no, in a decent world, we don't call it being owned by someone, but it is only the choice of a word, in as much as, again, if I'm married, I don't choose to play the field, but if I'm not married, then it's every hole's a goal. Sorry.
Yeah, it works both ways. I mean, if one person owns the other person, then that works the other way.
Yes.
If the woman owns the man, then the man also owns the woman, and that's fine.
Yeah, and it's got to be taken away from this kind of oppressiveness that the man owns the woman. It's not meant as an impressive thing. It's meant that two people have grown up and said they want to spend the rest of their lives, which is quite a major commitment. We're all single people, so we've never made it. So it proves it's not everyone makes it.
No, but that's nothing. That's just. I don't think that's anything necessarily to feel. Not insecure. Oh God,
No, on the
insignificant
opposite.
about. I think it takes all sorts in the world. Everyone has their own path. Some people.
No, of course it does.
Some people get married, some people don't, or some people, end up alone, or whatever. It's just part of the tapestry of life. It's your path. It's your path.
Oh God, absolutely. Yeah, again, I'm not saying that. It's just, I suppose for the people that do choose to marry, I think it's just a nice thing to say. Yeah, you own me, sort of, kind of. You are me.
It's a kind of security in a way. It is a kind of security knowing that you've got someone there.
And it comes, I suppose, again, it's my own problems and insecurities about not being married and not having my son with me, but that's the point of it. It's about children, and so it's kind of selfish for you to say that you're not owned, because you're actually, once you just choose to be with someone forever and have children with them, then you've given up your life for your children. You should have done anyway, until they fly the nest, and then they're good enough to fight for themselves. But it's a 16-year contract, and the years before not having the child, you're planning to have a child together. I think it should be brought back to, the progression of the human race, children and stuff, not what you're getting out of a relationship.
Yeah. It's kind of a form of immortality in a way.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And Piers Morgan would give us all up for a curry. What about that, gents?
I've got no words for that. That scumbag.
He is the sickest man in.
What does that mean? What's he saying? I didn't hear about this.
Oh, he had this. It was on. I think it was on Tucker Carlson. He had an interview with Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson was saying about the whole issue that we have in this country with the replacement of the indigenous population by all of these, and how Britain will be a white minority country by 2050. And the scumbag Morgan just came out and goes, "Oh, there's plenty of white people, English white people. I'd trade for a chicken tikka, or chicken whatever it is, masala curry." The guy is just an absolute grifter. He just goes with the wind, with the trends every single time. I've got no time for him. I don't even really want to talk about him. The guy is just a POS. He really is.
Yeah, and I think he's a state agent, actually, myself.
Yeah, he's as woke as they come. He tries to make out he's not. but he is.
Well, the original digital ID man, he was the one with the whole phone hacking scandal. He was involved. He was the top guy of that, wasn't he?
Yeah. When he was the editor of the Mirror, Daily Mirror. That's right. Yeah. And of course, he came out in. Like, you got me talking about him. Of course, with the Convid scam, he came out and everyone, you got to get vaccinated. You got to get vaccinated. And then when the information came out, he completely U-turned and he said, "Yeah, I was wrong. Let's move on." It's like, no, let's not move on. Let's not move on. Yeah. You need to be really held to account for that. And he's just got away with it, and he's just carrying on. He jumps on every bandwagon, that he thinks is going to feather his nest and keep him relevant. And I can't stand the guy.
He's not even that bright. You can tell when he has interviews. He's most of the time he's the dumbass in the room.
Yeah.
But anyway, chicken tikka masala is a pretty British dish, really. I don't think it's very Indian. So what's he talking about?
Well, what it was more. Tucker had said what. Morgan was defending multiculturalism, and Tucker said, "Well, what is better now than it was before? Surely England was good before, blah blah blah." And he said, "No, our food was really really crap before we had multiculturalism. Probably the worst food in the world. So I would definitely give up my Englishness for food," and basically sort of saying he would sacrifice English people for having cuisine, and that's not an answer,
Well, it's factually wrong. It's just nonsense. There's nothing wrong with English food. English food is absolutely fine. Always has been.
Someone pointed out, we've got recipes nowadays, so we wouldn't have needed. No offense to anyone, we could have made these dishes ourselves by today's standards because it's all recipeed.
Yeah, well, that's true enough.
Don't you make most cultures' foods, Viv? And you're quite handy at doing it. So
I do make curries, and I make them. I make them better than a lot of restaurants I've been in. To be honest, not blow my own trumpet, but
I'll go to that. Yeah,
but they're mass produced in restaurants. They use the same sauce base, and then they just add extra ingredients. That's why so-called BIR or British Indian restaurants can offer so many so many items on the menu. It's hundreds, because they have one big pot of sauce base, and then they tailor it. You want it hotter, you want this in that in it, whatever. That's how it's made.
Just the idea that you would give up your culture for better food just shows that you're just a scumbag. It's just a horrible low life.
Yeah.
That argument is so redundant. It's like, I think we would have naturally our tastes in food and sort of international cuisine would have come here anyway. We didn't have to destroy the country to do it.
No, of course not. No, of course not.
Which is their justification. It's like, well, this country's, blah 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 blah. It's worse than it was. It's going downhill. We're being this, that, and the other. Oh yeah, but we've got really good food now.
Or it's all to do with colonial history. It's chickens coming home to roost. Well, that's nonsense. I mean, Ireland's not had a colonial history.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, of course it's nonsense. And British food has this reputation, traditional British food, as being really bad. But when you look back at it, it wasn't really bad. It was really just basic, wholesome food.
Yeah.
It just wasn't all jazzed up with all these exotic spices and all these kind of mixtures of this and that and the other. It was just basic fare, but it was good food. It was good, solid nutrition.
Well, I think the Second World War did not do a great deal of good for British food because of it did change during and after the Second World War, rationing as well. But I've got books on medieval recipes, and they do actually use a surprising amount of spice in them, like particularly ginger, coriander. And pepper. So it has its spice element as well. But British food tends to be it's a lot. The best sorts of food are quite peasant food. Soups, stews, as befits cold weather countries. And it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think also, I mean, you talk about British food, but I think Scotland has got to bear a lot of that on its shoulders about the poor quality of food, or just the unhealthiness of it. What
Yeah,
the traditional food in Scotland. I mean, in Ireland as well, they basically have kind of just stews, don't they? Irish
yeah.
stew, Irish hot pot. In Scotland, they have like haggis, which is when you think about what goes into a haggis, it's all the leftovers.
Yeah, I
That,
quite
you
like the
know,
haggis. It's very it's kind of prehistoric, really. It's lungs,
yeah,
heart, liver, all minced up with oatmeal in a sheep's
yeah,
stomach.
all of those things
It's
that I
actually
don't
quite
eat.
nice.
I don't eat internal organs. I'll eat
Yeah,
animal flesh, but the internal organs, I'm sorry, I'll give those a miss. I just
yeah,
don't like the taste of them.
yeah,
Liver, kidneys. It's just like nah, not for me.
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
absolutely love liver. I must admit,
Oh,
liver and bacon, liver and onions. Yeah.
I used to have that as we used to get served that as a kid, and yeah, it's very strong taste liver. And I
Yeah, yeah,
I
it
could
is.
probably just about eat it now, but I mean, we used to have steak and kidney pudding and kidneys. I
Oh,
just don't like kidneys. Steak,
oh,
steak pie, no problem, but get rid of the kidneys
Oh, I
because
love
oh.
kidney as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like all that. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, my mum and dad they did go through the war, and so they would eat. They would still be eating weird wartime stuff. A lot of offal. My mum would do stuffed lamb's hearts, which I used to absolutely love. But yeah, I know it depends what you
yeah.
grow up with as well.
Well, I mean, I used to, I used to get served that stuff. We used to, get served up hearts sometimes, and like I said, we used to have liver and bacon and onions and steak and kidney pie, and I used to eat it. But since I've kind of had the choice, it's like nah, not my cup of tea. Internal organs generally, no. I mean, I used to eat kind of tongue, ox tongue, get that
Oh
sort of
yeah, yeah.
from the deli, cold sliced ox tongue. But now
Oh
it's just
yeah.
the thought of it doesn't really appetize me. So
Tongues,
Yeah.
tongues and rectums are out of my. I don't mind internal organs, but tongues and rectums, no, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
rectums. When has anyone ever eaten a rectum? A cow's rectum?
Well, I've seen it on those. I've seen it on those. What is it? I'm
mm,
a celebrity. Get me out of here.
Oh yeah, kangaroos' testicles and all that nonsense.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sort of
I,
really.
stuff, right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we had a sausage factory here in Ipswich, and we used to say we used to say, "Oh, walls have ears."
What?
They put in
Wolves have ears. Oh
walls,
right, wolves.
walls have ears because it was a Walls sausage factory,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Well, yeah. I
they
mean,
put the stuff they put in there. Honestly,
well, yeah, this is the danger with sausages. They can get away with putting anything in, but if you do get a good quality, premium sausage, you can't beat it
yeah, sure, of
without
course.
all the crap in it. Yeah.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
go. You're gonna have to stop going to these late night sausage fests, for God's sake.
Ah, yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, what else is? Oh, the January 6th bomber. I've written that down in front of me. That's what I was going to say. His trial at the moment. I think he's in there at the moment, actually.
Oh, the pipe bomber,
Yeah, the
the
January
quote
6th.
unquote white guy,
Yeah, yeah.
according to CNN.
And when was that? When was January the 6th? What year was that?
2020. Oh,
2020, was it? So
Yeah, yeah.
5 years later, they've actually got him.
Well, yeah, they were never going to get him under the Biden administration, were they?
No, yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know much about that story. I know very little about it at all, actually, and I haven't really bothered looking into it. So I'm a bit, bit clueless on that whole story.
In what respect? As in, so there was.
So what? This is a guy who was trying to plant bombs on January 6th at the.
Yeah, it was the night before. I believe it was the night before.
In Washington DC, where all the protesters were.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's either that the bombs didn't go off, or that I think it's that now you've got me. I can't remember if it was that they didn't go off or that they got him before they went off. Either way, it's someone who was planning to. And it turns out that he was there's rumours that he's CIA or FBI. Sorry, FBI.
Oh right, yeah. Well, that wouldn't be.
But the guy that walked into court today was full of smiles. He had a big grin across his face. It was all a bit weird, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's the usual amount of just loads and loads of kind of conflicting information and opinions coming out about this whole thing, and it just seems like another one.
Do you know
not really worth trying to get to the bottom of it, because you'll just spend all your time going around in circles. And
do you know what? I just want to retract what I just said. I've just realised I've got mistaken in my head. I'm thinking of the blooming not the January 6th bomber, Big Smile. It was the Charlie Kirk murderer. Sorry, that was today.
Oh.
I'm getting them two mixed up. The January 6th bomber was the FBI guy, but that's not the guy that smiled in court today. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that whole Charlie Kirk thing again. It's just I don't know. It's just it's the same thing. It's just a whole circus around it, you know. Whether he actually did it or he didn't, it's just no clearer to me, you know. There's a lot of questions to be still unanswered about that whole thing. Was he the actual guy who did it? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not certain.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was a couple of pictures. It looked like there was a couple of shots from a different angle as well. Although that was the same with the whole Trump thing as well. But nothing. No, I mean, it's very hard to know what is going on in the world, really, and not really.
Yeah.
Keir Starmer's on Substack.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Well, he just joined Substack.
Yeah.
Viv, get stuck in there, mate. Get stuck in there. Yeah,
I have. Don't worry about that. But some of the comments are really over the top. He's just going to get roasted from all sides.
I might start a Substack account now.
It's not him though, is it? Writing this stuff?
Of course,
it's not him.
Of course,
right.
It's his team. But he's the guy's a dead man walking anyway.
Yeah,
you know, it's only a matter of time now. What comes?
He's doing a lot of fumbling his words in the last couple of days. He's been a lot more fumbly than he has been before. I think even he sees the writing on the wall now.
Oh yeah, he knows. Yeah, the wolves are circling. He'll be gone. He'll be gone in due course.
And censorships come to Substack. They're censoring posts. You have to age verify now on the number of posts.
Okay? Yeah. Yep. It's just the beginning. And
I've noticed people outside the UK are being affected by this. I thought if you were posting from, say, America or the Republic of Ireland or non-UK locations, that you wouldn't be affected. But I've been told, and I've seen posts that have been age verified, blocked because of age verification.
Well, you see in Australia that they've introduced a ban for all under 16s on social media.
Yeah.
They've actually brought that in now. Or, I don't know if it's a complete ban, but there's certainly, I think it amounts to pretty much the same thing. Under 16s, you're not allowed on social media in Australia now.
I think they can go on Facebook still, though.
I'm not sure. But, you know, VPNs, boom, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, having a VPN, I don't know if you guys have done it, but I've played around with being in different countries, and it's amazing what you can and can't see if you pretend to be in France, Germany, Belgium, USA. I've tried a few now. And again, we are really controlled, because it depending what country you come from will depend what comes up on your feed. Definitely, yeah.
I mean, if you log on to a French server, you can't access Rumble because it's banned in France.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
But listen, guys, it's time's pushing on. Sorry, have you got something else to say?
Oh, there's so much more I want to talk about, but no. Okay, just someone very quickly. Someone said there's very heavy Air Force activity over Norwich. They quoted
Really?
that it looks like the RAF is leaving Britain.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Don't know what that means.
What? So
wonder
there's
if
so much air. You're saying that there's so much stuff going on in the air. It's as if they're all leaving England.
Yeah.
Really?
they're probably just
Yeah.
doing maneuvers. They're probably just doing maneuvers, I reckon.
I know,
You know,
but
they're ramping up because it's like they're ramping up for some kind of war footing. I reckon. I think this is what they're going to try and do now.
Well,
One way or
Putin.
another.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Putin sort of challenging the EU, but it's probably something. It's all to do with that, I suppose, as well.
Apparently, there's a big US presence somewhere down in the vicinity of China as well, or something going on down there as well. You got Venezuela as well. Now they seized an oil tanker. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Seized a whole oil tanker. So yeah, things are really hotting up.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like as they say, they'll watch the world. They'll burn the world down in order to keep control.
Yeah.
They will go to the fullest extent to keep control, even if it means destroying the world. I think, and it's a sure sign that they are getting desperate. If they're going down this route and it's becoming obvious, it's they're losing control.
Yeah.
And they were willing to poison us all, so they'll be willing to blow us all up. They don't care how we end. Yeah.
No, they ain't. Of course not. Of course. And finally, I need some answers. What are those monoliths that appeared 1 to 2 years ago? Monoliths appearing all over the world. Silver monoliths.
Didn't hear
Any
about
answers?
that. No, I didn't hear about that.
No, I don't know about that either. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to post something about it.
Maybe you can post something up, Viv and Primus, and we can maybe have a look at that next week.
Yeah, I'll do
get
that.
into that one next week. Yeah, that sounds quite interesting.
Yeah.
Silver. What, solid silver or just shiny?
Shiny, like polished steel or something, chrome.
Oh, right. Yeah. If you got anything, post it up and we'll have a look.
Oh yeah, got loads. Yeah.
Are these monoliths about between 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? Are you talking?
Well, the recent reports I've got, there's one appeared in Wales, there's one in Nevada desert, some in Romania. They all seem to appear around the same time. They're about 10 foot tall, and they appear in very inaccessible areas. Even some areas, the Welsh one says that there's no way to drive up to the top of the hill, so it must be taken by groups or even dropped from a helicopter. It's accurately put in the ground, these things, but there's no obvious tracks around them.
Yeah. I'll come back to you next week. I think I might know what you're talking about, actually. Yeah. Well,
Moving on.
Yeah.
I'll quickly say that because I don't really know much about Peter Sellers, and so I've been watching some Peter Sellers stuff, and I watched some interviews that he did, and so he was really good at creating characters. He was great at changing his voice, and I was laughing my head off this afternoon watching some of his stuff with on the interviews. But yeah, I only really know him from Pink Panther. That's kind of my limit on him, really.
Well, he was credited with by a few. I think it was the Bolting brothers who were kind of like who did films back in whenever it was 50s, 60s, who attributed it to him being the best comedic actor ever in terms of comedic personas. I would say. I would say, yeah. I mean, I'd say maybe that's a good shout. I'd maybe chuck Michael Palin in there as well. I think Michael Palin was a great comedic actor as well. But yeah, he was very highly regarded in that respect, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know also that he was actually Peter was not his real name? His real name is Richard. Richard Henry Sellers was his name.
Oh,
right,
And,
right.
It's quite morbid how he became to be called Peter, because his parents, they had a stillborn son before him. They called Peter.
Oh.
So when he was born,
Right.
although they didn't christen him Peter, they called him Peter after the stillborn son.
Oh my goodness! How
Yeah,
weird.
but yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Mm.
And
But
I
yeah,
think he seems to be quite messed up, doesn't he?
yeah, he was very insecure. Very insecure. Only child, he was. Both of his parents were apparently sort of theatre people, you know. So that's where he kind of got the whole thing about, and from, you know, getting into entertainment.
I saw him
Started off-
doing a Parkinson thing, and he did when he was talking about his three wives. He was very. It was very weird. It was very uncomfortable listening to him, the way he was talking about him. So yeah, he was kind of weird in that way.
Yeah. He didn't really hide it, did he? Well, you can see in his interviews, he's kind of not really comfortable with talking about a lot of stuff.
But so good at going from one accent to the other and just being 5 different characters.
Well, yeah, I think he really kind of, you know, that the first, where he first rose to prominence was in the Goon Show, where he used to do a lot of that, where they just created these different characters. There's only like 4 or 5 of them, and they all just adopted all of these different characters. And you know, I think both him and Spike Milligan did quite a lot of that. Harry Seacombe and Michael Bentine as well.
Yeah.
What was the film you two were talking about, which I think is probably his most famous one?
Well, the Pink Panther ones are probably his most famous. He was in a film called Being There. He was also in Doctor Strangelove.
Doctor Strangelove. So, what is that about? Because again, I've heard a lot about it. I don't really know. I was going to say that would be the film I'll watch, because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I would recommend you watch it. It's in black and white, okay, and it's kind of like a black comedy, and he plays several characters in that, and it's about this U.S. Army, U.S. Air Force base commander who goes mad and sends like these nuclear strike planes to bomb Russia.
Oh, I see. Right.
And yeah, and he plays an RAF officer on the base. He also plays the main character, Dr. Strangelove, who's like a nuclear scientist who's actually an ex-Nazi, right?
Oh, I see.
And he gets called into the war room with the president. I think he plays the president as well, doesn't he? He plays the US president as well.
Yeah.
And Dr. Strangelove is kind of like this ex-Nazi, this you know, not overtly, obviously, in a wheelchair, and he gets brought into the war room where they're all kind of trying to sort everything out. And he keeps trying to restrain a Nazi salute. His arm keeps going up, and he keeps putting it down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's essentially it. And it's has a classic line where they have all the generals and the top brass in the war room of whatever it is, the Pentagon or whatever it is, and they're all arguing. And as the president, he goes, "Gentlemen, let's not have any fighting in the war room." So yeah. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. It's pretty good.
But I think he's done some terrific films, like the original Lady Killers.
That's right. Yeah, he played a Cockney, didn't he? Cockney in that, which is really strange. Because he is his normal accent is quite posh. It's, you know, very sort of received pronunciation English.
Yeah,
quite posh. And to hear him do a Cockney, you know, a sort of working class Cockney was.
But he played a similar role in the anti-union film I'm All Right, Jack. He plays a union organizer, and who's he plays again that very well. In fact, he plays them all pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, he was also in Lolita.
Yeah,
you mentioned that. Yeah.
So yeah, he was in a couple of Kubrick films, and The Mouse That Roared as well. He plays multiple parts in that one as well.
Yeah.
In the interview, he was saying that he always thinks very fondly of Kubrick, so he had a good relationship with him anyway.
Yeah, he did. He plays an Indian in The Party.
That's right. Yeah, Birdie Num Num.
Yeah.
He was also apparently he was I'm not sure if he actually starred. I think he did. He starred in a film called The Millionaires, and he was offered the part, and he turned it down until he heard that Sophia Loren was going to be in it, and then he accepted it.
Oh dear. Yeah.
And he apparently they got on really well, and it's unconfirmed, but they allegedly had some kind of intimate affair.
Yeah.
And you know, who can blame him?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course the Pink Panther.
He liked drinking women, I suppose.
Well, he did have a kind of a drink and drug problem at one period in his life as well. Married 3 times. Or was it 4 times? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 actually.
I'm just looking. He did an album with Sophia Loren.
Yes, that's right.
Peter and Sophia.
Yeah. Apparently, it was quite successful as well.
Oh, blimey.
Here's an interesting fact as well. You know the Pink Panther films. You know the first one, which was just called The Pink Panther.
Yeah.
That the star of that was David Niven, and he played the main character, Sir Charles Lytton, the thief who intends to steal the gem, the Pink Panther, and the character of Clouseau was just a kind of a supporting part, but when Peter Sellers took it on and they made the film, Peter Sellers just stole the show in every scene. And so that's when they realized that, they thought, okay, this guy's got to be that sort of started the Inspector Clouseau franchise. And I thought, right, this guy's got to be the main, he's such a scene stealer. He's so good.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. No.
Yeah. And strangely enough, originally the part of Inspector Clouseau was offered to Peter Ustinov.
Oh.
Yeah. And if he'd have taken it, it could have been a completely different thing.
Yeah.
I can't imagine him. I mean, he did, Peter Ustinov did Hercule Poirot, didn't he?
Yeah.
So you can kind of see how he might have played Clouseau, but you just can't see him doing all the slapstick comedy that Peter Sellers did as Clouseau.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't have been the same with Peter Ustinov.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a role that you can't think of anyone else doing it other than him. The Pink Panther role.
Not at all.
Always makes me think of the French guy in Hello, Hello.
Oh, Gordon Kay.
Gordon Kay, yeah. Like that accent, that taking the mickey out of not being able to get the accent right and stuff. He was just very good at that.
Yeah. Good mooning.
Yeah.
Did you know that was actually a satire of a serious drama that used to be on the BBC called Secret Army?
No.
Yeah. No, I did know that. Yeah,
there used to be a drama series on BBC called Secret Army about the French resistance in the First World War, and Hello, Hello was directly satirizing that.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'd heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting about the Pink Panther, though. I didn't realise, because David Niven was the main character then. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. There's also in that one there was quite a young Robert Wagner was in that, and Claudia Cardinale.
Oh, who recently died. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she's wonderful. She's one of those great Italian actors. Yeah. Really wonderful.
Yeah, it's a good film. It is a good film. But it really that's where Clouseau was born. And the rest is history. I think the next one was A Shot in the Dark, which Clouseau was the main character.
Yeah.
How
Where
many,
he
how many
starts.
Pink Panthers are there?
Well, there's about 8 or 9, but not all of them have got Peter Sellers in them. I think he did about 4 or 5. I think.
I didn't even know there was that. I didn't even know there was 4 or 5, let alone that there was others that he didn't do. Oh, right.
Yeah. I'm just having a quick
Right.
look now.
I think I think I knew there was the Pink Panther and the Pink Panther Returns. I think that's all I knew that there was.
Yeah, there's a Revenge of Pink Panther as well.
Right.
And then there was a Shot in the Dark, which was the second one. And all the rest have different actors. They did one with Alan Arkin playing Clouseau, which was in the 60s as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And there was one much later, I think in the 80s or 90s, which had Steve Martin playing Clouseau, but obviously wasn't.
I can't imagine anyone apart from Peter Sellers, really.
No. Yeah. Oh, there was a Pink Panther Strikes Again. So I think there's Pink Panther, Shot in the Dark, Return of the Pink Panther Strikes Again, and also the Revenge of the Pink Panther, I think.
Mm.
Oh, right. So there's 5 of them. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and I think Shot in the Dark is where he started his how would you call it? His boss Dreyfus, where he starts driving him mad just by being completely incompetent, but still managing to solve cases.
Yeah, that's great. That the development of that as Dreyfus goes slowly mad.
Yeah, Herbert Lom, and he ends up in a mental institution. And,
yeah, doesn't he go through the whole eye twitching and everything?
That's right. Yeah. The eye twitching, and then he chops off his finger in his cigar cutter.
That's
oh
right.
God, I remember. Yes.
And then he has the cigarette lighter shaped as a pistol, and and he mistakes it with a real gun. And he tries to light his cigar with a real gun, and ends up kind of shooting himself, or nearly shooting himself in the face. And then the kind of maniacal laugh,
Yeah. Huh. Is that the film that has the scene with the puffer fish as well? Or the ballpoint pen in a fish tank or something?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I can't really remember it, but I know it's funny.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, where he accidentally kills a fish and he's trying to hide it, and he's got his arm in the fish tank and all of that. Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's Shot in the Dark. I think that's the second one. I think. Yeah.
He's got great comic timing. He's one of those, isn't he? He's got great. Great comic timing and just those accents and stupidity.
Yeah, and when did he die? He died in the 80s sometime, I believe. 1980.
He died quite young, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I think he was born, 25 to 80. He's 55 years old. Died of a heart attack, I think.
Yeah.
Blimey, right. He was only 55 when he died, and yet he's known for so many films.
54 he died, yeah. And do you know where he was born?
No.
4D, you might know this, Southsea.
Well, I never really.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And apparently there's a blue plaque as well, which commemorates the house he was born or used to live in Portsmouth, in that area of Portsmouth. So
yeah, it's literally my stomping ground where I grew up. Yeah.
And
I didn't know that. No, didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
Actually, there's quite a lot of interesting things about Portsmouth, but I'll say that for another time. But yeah.
There's a blue plaque where he was born in Castle Road in Portsmouth.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I even know the exact road. Wow.
You've never noticed it,
yeah. Probably just never. I probably walked past it and never noticed it. Yeah.
And he was actually his father was a Christian, a Protestant Christian, and his mother was Jewish. So he was actually, they say that kind of, Jewish people inherit their faith from their mother. So he was, by all intents and purposes, Jewish.
Yeah.
Which he kind of seemed to have a bit of an issue with. He seemed to have some problems because he wasn't brought up in a Jewish tradition. I think he went to kind of Christian schools and stuff like that. So that probably didn't help his confusion as a
Yeah.
There's it says here, Sellers maintained a very close relationship with his mother, which his friend Spike Milligan later considered unhealthy for a grown man.
I see.
Says, there's a story about Spike Milligan presenting him with a present of a menorah, and as not really as a joke because he knew he was Jewish, but Peter Sellers apparently got really offended by it for some reason.
Fascinating.
Yeah, according to Milligan, Sellers felt a sense of guilt about being Jewish and recalls that Sellers was once reduced to tears when he presented him with a candlestick from a synagogue for Christmas, believing the gesture to be an anti-Jewish slur.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, he was also a drummer as well. Played drums in his early years.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, same as a few of them. Who else played drums? Norman Wisdom was a drummer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Who else did we talk about who was a drummer? Somebody recently. Was it Peter Cook? Peter Cook wasn't a drummer, wasn't he?
No, pianist Peter Cook. They're all musicians, aren't they? A lot of these are musicians. I didn't know about Peter Sellers playing drums.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Spike Milligan was in a band. After finishing Adolf Hitler, My Part in His Downfall, he was playing in jazz bands during the war. So, So, interesting. There's a lot of similarities between these comedians of about the same age.
Yeah, I mean, they do kind of overlap each other quite a lot. It's very kind of sort of an incestuous sort of clique, wasn't there?
Well, I was thinking also, I suppose that was the era where it was changing from music as a form of entertainment to TV being a form of entertainment. So maybe it's just that they were all in that catchment era where they'd learnt music because they were entertainers, but now entertainment was going into TV more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, TV probably changed a lot. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, Spike Milligan again noted that Sellers was very proficient on the drums and might have remained a jazz drummer had he lacked his skills in mimicry and improvisation.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Played quite a lot in touring bands. Nobody I've ever heard of: Oscar Rabin, Henry Hall, and Wal Dini. And his father had quartet as well. He played in his dad's band. So yeah, talented.
Indeed.
Joined the Royal Air Force in 1943. Wanted to become
that era, a lot of them would have done time in the military.
Yeah, he was just about old enough, I think. 1943. He wanted to become a pilot, but his poor eyesight restricted him to ground staff duties. And that's apparently where he started getting into the entertainment because he found the ground staff duties so dull. He auditioned for the squadron leader's gang show entertainment troupe, and then he was off. So yeah, there you go.
Very interesting. It's not really. He didn't really tell jokes as such. He's another bit like Peter Cook. He's more characters and the performance.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, another great thing, another legendary thing about Clouseau was the music as well. Henry Mancini, the theme music.
Oh yes,
just brilliant, excellent stuff.
It's brilliant.
It is great piece of music.
It is a great piece of music. Did that? So hang on, then the cartoon must have come after that, of course.
It
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
yes. The whole
Yeah.
the Pink Panther cartoon character was like that was because I think it was the animators, was it Fritz Freeling or Frelling,
Right.
did the original intro, the credit scene for the Pink Panther movies, and that's where they introduced the actual cartoon of the Pink Panther, and then that got kind of
That's right.
that got spun off into like the Saturday morning cartoon show, which I
Yes,
used to watch
because
as a kid.
that's right, because there was a cartoon in the Pink Panther films as well, wasn't there? With
That's
the
right,
Pink
yeah.
Panther. Yeah.
And Inspector Clouseau as well.
Mm, mm.
Oh, right. Because I was thinking there's no relevance. It was just unlucky that they were called the same thing. But of course, there was the cartoons in the film. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all linked. It's a spin-off, I suppose, what you'd call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with the Saturday morning cartoon of Pink Panther, and thinking about that. So, was that little guy based on Inspector Clouseau then?
Yeah, it was meant to be Inspector Clouseau. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There you go. I never knew that. Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
And
Okay,
I suppose
it's
the Pink Panther is quite. In the cartoon, the Pink Panther is the clever, wily panther, and the guy is the dumbass. So yes, yeah,
yeah,
All makes
exactly,
sense.
exactly. Yeah. It's late though. It's past time, and
Yeah, we're going to turn into pumpkins if we're not careful.
oh no.
Yeah, I've got to go for my urination time. So yeah, we've got to round it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'll see if I can make you wet yourself.
I need another painkiller. Actually,
You what?
I think I need to go and get a painkiller. Actually, I'm going to slope off and
Yeah.
have a painkiller and slip into bed. I think actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to hit you with a few jokes.
Yeah,
As
go.
all right.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go on.
as is the norm.
yeah.
Did you hear about the woman who couldn't stop collecting magazines?
No.
Go on.
She had issues.
Um,
Oh. Right.
Two large ladies walk into a bar. One orders a drink in a thick accent. Barman says, "You two ladies are you two ladies from Ireland?" Offended, one of them replies, "Wales." "Oh, I'm sorry," says the bartender. "Are you two Wales from Ireland?"
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
I just noticed they've opened an autopsy club just down the road from me. I'm thinking I might go next Wednesday. They've got an open mic night.
Oh no. Okay, how about this one then? Yeah.
I've only just got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we on to the dark humour?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the worst combination of illnesses? Does anyone know that?
Yeah. Oh God, no. Don't
Worst
know.
combination of illnesses. Yeah, go
Yeah. Alzheimer's and diarrhea. You're running, but you can't remember where to.
on. Why is the shower always so happy?
Don't know.
No.
Because every naked person it sees turns it on.
No.
I see. Yes.
Do you know there are three kinds of people in this world? Those that can count and those that can't.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Viv's not impressed.
No. It's good. It's good. I had to think a bit then. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Carry on.
A genie appeared in front of me one day and invited me and granted me one wish. So I wished to be happy. Now I live with 6 dwarves and work in a mine.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see. Yes. Happy the dwarf. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dying. I'm dying here tonight.
No, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. I'm just feeling really tired. And
My only joke then is I was at an interview and the interviewer said to me, "I heard you were extremely quick at maths." I said, yes, as a matter of fact, I am. So the interviewer said back to me, what's 14 times 27? I said, 49. The interviewer said, hang on, that's not even close. I said, yeah, but it was fast.
No, I'm sure someone's told this joke before. Okay. But I'll never forget my grandfather's last words to me just before he died. Are you still holding the ladder?
Yeah, I think it was you that told it.
Probably, yeah.
You've heard of little man syndrome. Well, do you know why short people get angry more quickly?
No.
Because at the point that they've had it up to here, it's a lot lower than yours.
Yeah, my kids wanted a dog for Christmas. I said, you'll have to have turkey just like every other year.
Right, yeah. That's good Christmas joke.
Yeah. The guy was bragging to a co-worker about how hot his wife was. He was going on and on about how incredibly beautiful she looked and that anyone else would be lucky to land a woman as gorgeous as his wife. Finally, the co-worker manages to get a word in. Oh, yeah, if you think your wife is hot, then you should see my wife. Why is that? Said the guy. Is she a stunner? No, she's an optician.
Yeah, very good.
Ran into the bar quickly last night. He was shouting, quick, how tall's a penguin? The bartender said, about 3 foot tall. Guy said, oh my God, I've just run over a nun.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I know it's the quick time for giving presents. Last year, I gave my blind friend a cheese grater for his birthday. He later told me it was the most violent book he'd ever read.
That's a good one. I think we should end on that one.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's a good enough one. Yep.
All right, then.
Yeah. So,
in fact, what is the date? So it's the 11th today. So next week it's going to be the 17th, 18th.
18th.
So next week could be our last one before Christmas then. Right.
It will be, yes.
Yeah.
So get your Christmas carols ready. Let's have a carol singing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the point.
Yeah, I'll try and get some Christmas jokes for it. Yeah.
Well, that's an idea. Yes, do that. Yeah.
Oh, we might end up just being a Christmas joke.
In fact, right, gents, I'm going to disappear. Good evening to you, and I'll speak to you next week.
Yeah, till next week.
Next week, then. Next week. All right, then.
Yeah. See you then.
There we go.
No new STDs.
Well, last time I got crabs was in Cromer, and they were lovely. Yeah,
You don't want them. You don't want them crawling around in your underpants, do you?
they're a bit big, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh, I haven't had an STD for a good couple of decades.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, can't beat them.